Hey, what's up? It's Renee Misha. Today we're going to be checking out the ADR Vocal Stressor F769X-R. It is amazing. It's been used on countless hit songs. I absolutely love this piece of gear. It's one of my favorites. Today we're only going to use it on the kick drum. We're still working on a mix for my song Shift, so I'm going to be using it for the compressor and for the equalizer on the kick drum. The cool thing about this unit is it is a 2-in-1, so it has a compressor on one side and an equalizer on the other. The only downside of this unit is it is single mono channel. Yes, that makes me very sad. If this thing was in stereo, if it had the ability to go in stereo, I'd be like, woo! But it doesn't. I mean, I could buy two, but then you have to have a matched, and because this piece of gear is very old, to get a matched pair can be kind of tricky. So we're just going to use this one. Keep in mind, it does have some old pots on it. The pots need to be cleaned, the knobs, the internal. So it's going to be a little scratchy when we turn the knobs. However, it does not affect the sound. All right, let's check it out. All right, here we are. So this is the Vocal Stressor 769X-R by ADR. So when everything is flipped out, that means it's in bypass. So this is the compressor section. We're going to do that last. This is the EQ section. We're going to do that first. So right now it's in bypass because it's out. When I switch it to in, that means everything is on. So let's get started. Let's start with the EQ section. So let's start by, this is off because it's at 0. Let's turn up the kick drum EQ for fun. .4K. If I were to turn up all the way, I'll turn it down. This is already sounding cool. Bypass. On. I like it right there. I actually don't want to adjust that anymore. I'm going to turn down the bass a little bit. On, off. That's pretty cool. And we can really get into the lower frequencies if we want. Let's turn those all the way up so we can kind of really hear them. So that's only at like 45, 50. Let's turn it back down. About 60 something. Off. On. Let's dial it back down. Bypass. Now let's go over here to the mid-range. Since this is a kick drum, I'm not going to go into the super high frequencies, where this is from 400 to 14K, and this is from 800 to 16K. We're not going to probably mess with those, but we will mess with this one. So let's turn it up. Hear what we have. Starting at 80 Hertz. So right there it gets really wonky, so I'm probably going to dial that back down in just a minute. Okay. So right now I'm identifying what I don't like, and we're going to dial it down. Right there. So what we would do for that is go to dip. Now it's here before. This is before. After. So I'm going to make this a little bit tighter. As if we are taking out almost everything at 450. That's fine. Out. Bypass. On. It's okay. For fun, we'll turn this on, but I'm going to turn it back off. So this is the higher frequencies. Start at 400. Pots are a little dusty, meaning when you have older equipment like this, you have to go through and clean out the dust and stuff when you make contact, or you're going to hear a little bit of that distortion. But it doesn't affect the overall sound once I set it. Actually, that opens up the kick a little bit. So I might keep a little bit of that high frequency. It's like maybe close to 8K. Okay, if I were to take that out with dip, it'd be right here. Very muffled, turn it on. I'm just gonna have a little bit of that. Let's hear before and after. Before. After. I'm gonna use EQ at the end of the song, so I don't want to make the kick drum too bright. That's cool. Off. Back on. Okay, now let's go to the compressor. This is where it's gonna get fun. Obviously, it's compressing way too much, right? Probably gonna use about that much, so just adjust the attack. The release. I'm not going to use the expanders and all of that right now. Actually, rarely use those on this. So for release, let's see. That's pretty good. Let's see. That's what it sounds like at 20:1. Extreme compression. Off. On. So obviously we wouldn't use that much. You see how it has that rumble? So we are not going to use that. Alright, let's make some adjustments here. Threshold. Less rumble. We'll get it where we want it. Maybe we will use a little bit of a gate in a minute. Here's gate. I don't think this section works unless I have the expander on, which I don't have it on right now. So we don't want it to compress past 4. This is without it, without the gate. The expander. I'm not going to mess with this section right now. I don't think I need to do all that. Alright, so off. On. Okay, let's adjust here. Right there should be good. Before. After has a little bit more punch. Let's try 3:1. No. Okay. I'm seeing the dial to see if it gets those That looks like it's probably lined up the best to me. Right there. Four. It's after. Before. It doesn't need to have that much punch. Okay. Let's hear it. Before. After. Now let's hear them both before. So this is the kick drum before everything. Wow. This is before and after. Huge difference. One more time. Before. After. Pretty cool. One more time. Before. After. I didn't do post. So I'm just going to leave it at pre. That just affects if you do EQ first versus the compressor first. So, all right. So with the ADR Vocal Stressor, I do like it on the kick drum. I am going to use it. The ADR Vocal Stressor works on everything. The only thing about it is if you've already used a lot of analog equipment prior to running it through the ADR Vocal Stressor, you may not get the best result because the ADR has a lot of character, has a lot of saturation, it's very thick, and it can be kind of overpowering and overwhelming for that particular instrument on the song. But if you've used very little analog equipment or you've recorded it very clean, the ADR Vocal Stressor can do magic. It can do really cool things. Please like and subscribe and check out my next videos. All right, talk to you later. Have a great, fun, awesome, amazing day. Bye-bye.